Yes. Oh, there we go. We
Here we
appreciate
go.
y'all for checking into the G Spot podcast tonight. I got my girl DJ Hale in the building. Man, make sure y'all always drop positivity in the comments. Sending love to light to everybody else out there in the world. Um, we got another guest coming in just a minute, but we're gonna go ahead and get this party started. Of course, man, we're gonna be talking about the Roe versus Wade, but I'm a first let my special guest introduce herself.
Hey y'all, I am your favorite auntie,
Yeah.
Hale, Haley, aka DJ Hale, also known as I don't know anything else, but I'm Hale. That's it.
Yes.
I,
Okay. So with that, where did you get into calling yourself King Hill?
okay, so what was I doing? It was a show that I had
Mm.
to do.
Mm.
We used to do this thing called Film Fest, which we're actually bringing back. So that's really great
Okay.
that you brought that up. And this show, they were like, "What do you want to be named? What do you want to be in the what's it called? Like the program? What you
Mhm.
want to be in the program?" I was like, I don't know." Like people had just started calling me Hell
Mhm.
anyway, and then somebody was like, "That's King Hell. That's King Hell right there. She king of the city. That's King
Oh.
Hell." And I was like, I guess I'm King Hell. And then from there on, I was King Hell and everything.
Mm.
Like people, I was like, oh, I mean, I could play it up when I host shows and stuff, and folks loved it. And I
Yeah.
was like, all right, we go with it.
Man, that was really cool because I'm pretty sure not just for myself, but for a lot of people, it encouraged us to go look at how can a woman be called a king. But
Yes.
through history, there were women who were
Yes,
kings.
they were.
So, man, that was yo, y'all really did something with that one right there. Y'all really did something with that one right there. I love always. I mean, I'm a researcher. I'm always go any city I go in or anything. Anytime I hear something, I don't want to talk necessarily out of ignorance, but I don't mind being corrected if I
Mm-hmm.
am wrong. But when I found it out, I was like, damn, a woman can't be a king. Then I looked it up. I was like, oh yes, the hell she can.
Absolutely
So that
can.
was really cool, man. I hope all of y'all, man, like I said, man, make sure y'all share, follow. We on YouTube, we on everything, man. If y'all haven't, make sure y'all download the RWR Live 365 app. Um, and make sure y'all wearing y'all masks, man. I don't know if y'all been seeing the COVID numbers are going up. And every time you turn around, it's a new strand. Uh Shit, I don't even want to turn around no more.
I don't even know what's going on. I like it in my house.
Yeah.
Weed legal. Wine is plentiful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have to go to no club every
Yeah.
weekend.
That's me, man. I don't have to go to no club every weekend.
So
I just want to
y'all be
chill.
safe.
So you got anything coming up?
Well, I got quite a few things coming up actually.
Okay.
Let's see. What is this now? So I have a pool party that I'm doing in July.
I will be there.
That's gonna be so great.
Yeah.
Me, DJ Spine, DJ Dread Eye, DJ Cruiser are gonna be at the pool party.
Mhm.
I have an R&B social that I'm hosting the
Oh,
end of
okay.
this month. It's called B Sides. I'm gonna be playing all that R&B music that they don't play in the clubs. It's literally gonna be a vibe, and it's gonna be a social. I'm gonna have a selfie challenge.
Okay.
We're gonna have all the different mix, like we're mixers, so all the different mixes for your liquor gonna be on different tables type
Oh
stuff.
wow.
We gonna have a lot of fun. So I'm really excited because I've always been a vibe person. I
Yeah.
don't have to have a turn up function. I
Yeah.
want people to get to know each other, love on each other. That's what we're gonna be doing. That's
Yeah.
at the 411 Lounge. I got a showcase coming up on August 20th with DJ Trey the Kid. Also at 411 Lounge, we're gonna be doing some interviews with people, having people perform. Geez, I don't know. I have a live show. I'm doing a live show with a band.
Oh wow.
With Ricky Duffy
Uh-huh.
and friends over at Caskin Flights.
Okay.
That's gonna be so much
When is
fun.
that?
That is July the 26th,
Okay.
if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
That's a
it's the
weekday.
26th.
Is it a
It's a
weekday?
weekday, so it's a Tuesday.
Okay.
It's called Tipsy Tuesday. It's from 6 to 8 at Caskin Flights. It's gonna be dynamic. We've been practicing. I always wanted to be a DJ and the lead singer of a band, and I get to do both.
Oh really?
Those are two things I always wanted to be:
Yeah.
lead singer of a band and a DJ, and I get to be both for this one night at least.
Yeah.
It's gonna it's gonna be different.
Yeah, and you were originally from the area,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, man. Yeah, we got Pensacola in the house. Shout out to Brandon Williams, man. But yeah, we definitely got. Oh, we got the queen in the building.
Hey, looking good.
Hey, like good, ain't it, man? What's up? You looking good? Looking healthy. Hey, we got the queen, RWR Live. It's good to see you. RWR Live 365 up in the building, man. I'm gonna let her introduce who she is, man, because she be liking to do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. But yeah, she really the one who sits on the throne here.
She said she gotta hear herself.
Yeah, she gotta hear herself.
Right. Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it was being all that. Okay, I can do that. I like it. I can do this. I can conform. My mic on?
Your mic on.
Yes,
Okay. Hi, I'm Kay Nicole. I'm so humble. Like tooting my own horn. But
talk about them blessings.
I'm a co-founder of Real Woman Radio.
Hey.
Co-founder of Real Woman Radio Foundation. So through that we do progressive civic engagement type work. Let me say that right. Civic engagement work. Because it's not progressive. And then entrepreneur, real estate, I don't know. I guess, hey. Oh, and then I have a new venture coming, but I'm not gonna say what.
Oh man. Hey, she do it all.
I'm excited to find out. Yeah. Catch us collabing out here at 850 Street.
For sure. That's
Yeah,
my
man.
girl right
We
here.
got within these next couple months, man. We got a lot of good things going on in the city. Don't forget, y'all, which I'll be talking about again at the end of the show. We got the Black Beauty Expo.
Yeah.
I'll be there. I'm
Yeah.
DJing.
My
Yeah.
DJ to be there.
Yeah, we'll definitely be in the building at the Black Beauty
We can't
Expo.
do it without her.
Yes, can't do it without DJ Hale, man. We had such a good time with her at the African Day Party.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, we got one coming to the city soon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we'll be talking. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so I really appreciate y'all for coming tonight,
Oh,
man.
anytime.
Yeah.
Jen.
Yeah, I really
I'm
appreciate
glad
y'all.
I got a chance to get in here because you had a black man.
Who was it last week?
Yeah,
child?
well, see, last week we had the Israelites coming in. We was talking about masculine
Oh.
divine masculinity,
Mhm.
which I got a part 2 of that coming up
Yeah,
too, yo. But I want to talk about. We're gonna talk about too, the female and
Mhm.
feminine, divine femininity. So yeah, we got to get y'all up in here on that too. Man.
I
We
just
got a
love
couple
this
of
show.
good
It's so
people
much
coming in.
variety.
I do.
I'll do
I
that.
love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got to put a twang. I don't want nobody to know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, most definitely, man. But like, I really, really, really appreciate y'all for coming tonight, man. Especially
Well,
it was
we
kind of last
appreciate you
minute.
addressing
Yeah.
the subject because it's a subject that a lot of black men might be.
Yeah, we were
Shy
just
away
talking a
from.
little bit,
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, no.
Late, y'all.
So no, well, first of all, like I said, for y'all just checking in, we're going to be talking about the Roe versus Wade case. Me personally,
Mhm.
I'm like I said before, I'm pro mind your damn business.
Yeah. I need a shirt. I'm gonna make me a shirt. that says
I
that.
need one too.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but and then and I know somebody who can make them for y'all too. You know what I'm saying?
I need
Yeah.
large.
Yeah.
Put that out there.
I
It's-
want one in pink, purple,
I-
black.
go with any type of outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm big on that, but at the same time, as humans, we do have our own opinions on things,
Mhm.
and it's not wrong. I feel like I was saying earlier, there's a difference between judging and condemning, and I could judge the situation. That's my personal opinion, but I don't have to condemn you for your decisions. Me
Because you
personally,
don't got to heaven or hell.
exactly,
Yeah, that's
exactly. So, and a lot of times we make judgments about our own experiences, which have nothing to do with that other person's experience. So it doesn't either validate them or us, you know.
Mhm.
So we have to be very open in that, and that's why we're having this conversation. You know, so with the Roe versus Wade, I've just not started doing it research on. Like I said, I've kind of always been against abortion,
Mhm.
but I believe in pro-choice.
So can I ask you,
Yeah.
what does I'm against abortion mean to you?
To me, I feel like if God has blessed you, no matter the circumstance,
Mhm.
with a child, because there are people who can't naturally conceive, I feel like you should go through for it. And even if you can't keep the baby, adoption is an option. That's what I believe. Now, like I said too, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Now I've never really liked, because I know a lot of people, I never really agree with the whole thing of making jokes about abortion. A lot of our women who like.
I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm bad about it. I ain't gonna lie.
You make jokes about it?
Kids.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I call my birth control comes up as the baby stopper every morning.
Okay.
Yeah, and my sister, she always
But I
make
will
the joke.
make jokes about abortion.
Yeah, my sister, she do it. She'll tell you in a minute, I got my abortion money ready. And I'd be like, what? Like, what would make you say that? You know what I'm saying? So even with the Roe versus, which is something when I did my research on it, was a woman named Norma McCorvey, who they called Jane Roe. And I guess she had 2 children. She was having a 3rd child. She didn't want the child. The state she was living in, they were against abortion. It was legal in her state. So she took it to court. And the attorney last name was Wade. And that's how the situation come up. But what I found funny is looking into her story even deeper, she actually joined organizations who were pro-life before she passed away. And she said that she felt like her decision when to legalize abortion was the worst decision that she made. Yeah, so it was crazy. It was like, how you gonna do all that and cause all this fuss?
But if it wasn't her, it would have been somebody else.
It would have been somebody else.
Honestly, I know people who have had abortions and say they're against them.
Oh, really?
I know. Yeah.
Everybody has their lived experiences, right? So
Right.
I mean, I've had one that put that there, and baby, that's the best thing I did for my little life. I wouldn't be the person that I am today if I would.
Yeah.
Would it have been a 3rd one, or was it in between?
This would have been my first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
really?
was younger.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have been before.
So
before
I've
the
never had
kids.
one, but okay. So when I have a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old. So I was pregnant, like the 12-year-old was like 1, and it was a serious consideration.
Yeah.
Like I seriously considered it, and then I finally just let it go and just like honestly, just me personally, this is not about nobody else, but I just couldn't go through with that. Not that I said if you could do it. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I just couldn't personally go through that, and so I just like fuck it.
It's really about choice at the end of the day.
That's what it's about.
And the way that Access is set up, the stories I heard, y'all, to this day, I remember the stories I heard from women that like they put you in a room together, you watch a movie together, like you actually bond with women in this moment before you go through and get this done and then have this aftercare. And the stories I heard of women who had to come in and get their abortions, I was like, yeah, you needed this.
So, but honestly, I went with someone to get one, right? And I feel bad because that abortion clinic looked like it was like something off of a horror movie to me.
Yeah,
it was just like a sign your name right there. Okay, where your money? Hand in the cash. It was transactional and very dry. It was not like, oh, you're coming to do a good thing for your life. And honestly, like anybody I've known afterwards, I don't know if they feel like it was the best decision for them, but immediately afterwards they felt bad about it. So I never known anybody like do it and like, whoo, chat.
Oh no, and I do.
I think it's emotional.
It is an emotion. It's an emotional thing, especially when you talk about like I was in Alabama, and they had the pro-lifers outside giving you baby booties. Inside, they were like, girl, we done been here all day. We tired of them folks outside. Just come on and what you got to do. And they do a waiting period too. Like you got to go in and then you got to come back like 3 weeks later. 3 or 4 weeks later. Like it's a waiting period. Like you got time to think.
So you had to go back and forth.
Yes. Like I don't think people, well, I was living in Alabama at the time.
Oh, okay.
I don't think people understand that it's not just I walk in, hey, suck this about me, dog. And then you go sit in the house and then tomorrow and eat chicken nuggets and then tomorrow you back at work. It don't happen like that.
I do personally.
But people don't know.
I've never had a conversation with the woman who experienced it openly, or that I knew. Because a lot of women, they don't talk about it. Once they do it, they ain't talking about it no more.
But you're ridiculed. You gonna be judged.
So I went with the person. I don't even.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And like she said, the pro-lifers outside. I was not getting an abortion. I felt bad.
Mm.
I'm just telling you, we can help you take care of it.
Yeah.
They had a picture of the fetus.
Yep.
They had a baby crying. They have a baby crying on a speaker out. The pro-lifers.
Yeah.
They going,
Oh, they got a good setup.
Man, I was like, God damn.
They are pro.
Ooh, Jesus. I said, oh. I'm happy.
It's a lot.
But yeah, like, so I couldn't imagine after experiencing that and then walking out into that. Like, I think you gotta be a strong person.
Yeah.
I honestly think you gotta be a strong. That's a courageous woman.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, I would have chickened out.
Yeah. I feel like, which I know we used to have one here that had a lot of issues. I think the guy burned it down or something like that.
Yeah, that one got
really?
bombed
Yeah.
at one point in time.
How ironic is the other one over there by across the street from the bounce house place?
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And this is why I make the jokes.
Yeah. If you come over here, you want to take him over there. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
I'm sorry, but you like,
How ironic is this shit?
But the bounce house place pretty pricey.
closed down. I think that abortion clinics in Pensacola have just had a really hard time. Period.
Yeah, because the one on Creighton, the doctor, a guy shot the doctor.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Yep. You know what? That's true because I actually had a conversation with my coworker, and he said that the guy who shot the doctor was a member of his church, and they had the pastor did a yeah.
Listen to the irony of that though.
Yeah.
Pro-choice.
I have
Pro-life.
I have a little bit more
Right.
to add to that.
Mhm.
Is that the man who shot the doctor, his sister is now one of the biggest women's rights activists in our city.
Oh really?
Amazing person.
Mm.
Amazing. And so like this being a thing and like that, it's so wild.
So, but like to me, Gentry, it's like I want people to think about. So I've never been for or against abortions. You know, like again, it ain't my damn business.
Right.
What you gonna do, Nicole?
Right.
That's all I care about. Right. When it comes to that, I cannot tell nobody what to do. I don't think I have that right. I don't care really. Like you say, mind my damn business.
Yeah.
But the irony of it all is I don't want you to have an abortion, but I'm not gonna give you health care. I'm not gonna give you food. I'm not gonna give you affordable wages. I'm not gonna give you affordable child care. If you go, if you experience the child care systems and the voucher program, that shit is like going to the abortion clinic with the child.
Yeah.
You really fucked. And so, you know, all of the things that there are no systems in place.
Yeah.
To say we're going to really support you, but we're pro-life.
Right.
And just like that, a Christian, a pro-lifer shot and killed a man. What the hell?
Yeah.
It's so like to me, it's deeper than abortion. That's what people got to think. It's about control.
Oh, so getting into
I didn't know if he was there already.
No, no, that was a good point that you made because it was something that I brought up to her. It was a comment that somebody made to me today that I didn't even think of. I don't know if many of you have seen the articles that have been out about the European white population. And somebody made a comment to me that they felt like this was just another way to repopulate the white generation.
66% of abortions are done by Caucasian women. That's okay.
And there it is.
And there it is. And you know, we get it. It's a fight. I get it 100%. It's a fight. One thing I can say, you know, when it comes to white culture, you can't necessarily. I can't necessarily be 100% mad because they are survivalists, and we need to pick up on those same traits when it comes to our community. Yeah, we not.
I have a theory that feeds into this also, that like in 2020 we lost so much of our working class population that the far right side is going to fight their best for us to repopulate. Yeah. And all of this feeds back into capitalism. Yeah. At the end of the day, like we're repopulating so that we have a working, functioning nation. Yeah. Because the people who are going to be, rich folks, rich black folks, rich white folks, and folks up in the top 1%, they gonna be getting abortions.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody care if it's
Because
illegal.
they'll get flued out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get abortions. That
Mhm.
ain't an issue for them. They have the rights to their bodies.
Yeah.
It's gonna be those working class people, black, white, indigenous, everybody that aren't gonna have access. And we already wasn't having access. The nearest place to go get an abortion right now is maybe Tallahassee. And I think they all the time they be booked out for months. And 2 weeks can change if you can get an abortion or not.
That's true. Yes, and I think different states have different requirements when it comes to that. Because
Florida has the 15-week ban. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you good. Yeah, which I think it was
They're
over
fighting that right
on the
now.
field.
They're fighting that,
I think and I mean, even with that, one thing I can't, which a lot of people like, I saw a girl make a joke about it on social media. It was that TikTok filter where you ride down, you're getting chased by the police, and she was like, me riding to another state getting an abortion. You know what I'm saying? And so the fact that every state didn't go by this.
Baby, we fucked up until Louisiana.
So, yeah, it's your southern states or your pro far right states where they have the majority. They're the ones passing the laws. Texas, Florida,
Mississippi got a total ban starting tomorrow, don't it?
I think so.
Really?
Yup. A total ban.
Yeah, but they knew that Mississippi was gonna go total.
Yeah.
I think they think Texas is gonna go total. I don't think Florida's gonna go total.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
They gonna fight too hard around here.
Yeah.
He
would try it though. I've heard governor.
I think that's what the 15-week ban was, a
closer.
testing the waters to get closer, inch closer and closer.
Yeah.
That's what he do.
Oh yeah.
He's worse than Trump.
That census is no joke.
He's worse.
No joke.
He's worse than Trump. Okay.
Yeah, and it took us a while because at first, especially when it came out with the whole mask mandate thing, a lot of people, especially people that look like us, was on his side. You know what I'm saying?
Still are.
Yeah. And it was kind of crazy. Then you start hearing all the type of different side conversation that he was a part of, and you started, most people started to realize, like, okay, he really just like the rest of them, you know. And what they try to do is a lot of times they hire people that look like us.
Oh yeah, that's his attorney general. Not his attorney general, his health person.
Yeah, black guy.
Yep.
Yeah. And his thing was, eating more healthy, which I agree 100%. Your immune system is really based off of the things that you eat as well. Exercise too. Exercise and the things that you eat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But even going to the point of pro-choice, of letting a person do what they want to do with their body, I think that even goes into the vaccine. Like, why are people saying that now about abortions, but when people didn't want to take the vaccine, it was a totally different fight. And a lot of families even now were divided. I talked to a guy the other day. He said he haven't saw his grandma in 2 years because of that.
So I think honestly, again, this is one of those things. I'm not pro-vaccine. I'm not anti-vaccine, right? So I make a choice. I have it. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to travel.
Right.
I did.
Yep.
I did. Honestly, that was the deciding factor. Like, it wasn't like, but honestly, for things like that, that's about, if it's an older person, I truly get why the family would say no, because you are increasing their risk of leaving because they're not recovering. Like, these are pure facts. This is not conspiracy. This is not none of that. So I don't think that's not a personal, because you didn't take the vaccine. It's more or less, we're going to protect this legacy or this person in our family. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think that's the difference when we talk about like pro-choice arguments of my body, my choice. Like the vaccine is, I'm keeping other people protected, keeping myself protected by getting vaccinated. If I get pregnant and go give away this baby in some sort of form of fashion, that affects me, not the population around me.
Because carrying that baby, understanding, like, first of all, baby, I be ready to slap that little girl in mine because she made me lose my body. I was a 10. You know what I mean?
Child, the things that you gotta go through to bring another goddamn person in this world, and they be acting a fool with you. Almost lost my life twice behind this. Look, can I say nigga? Almost lost twice with these
It's
little
out there in
things.
clock.
I was a 10.
And
So you gonna tell me
and
I
got
gotta
it.
do this?
And got
Yeah.
the nerve to have an
Yeah.
attitude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bigger than mine. I had to choke that girl like, oh, shit, police officers come. And you telling me I got to keep.
Yeah. And it's crazy now with parents now, and I think that's another reason too why a lot of the younger generations are growing up the way they are, because parents are scared to discipline their children because of the laws in place.
You scared to discipline your children. You not making enough damn money to raise these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You ain't making you gotta go work 5-10 jobs to raise them. So you can't watch them, so you can't raise them right. Then if you do slap them around, you're going to jail. You understand what I'm saying? Then they raising the expectations on what they should have. They want to have the nice things, and it's a lot.
And it's a lot of, even with them, peer pressure going to school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to dress a certain type of way. You have to have certain things.
So your mama got to hold out the 5 jobs just so you don't get picked on.
Yeah, because it's like your mom don't even go to the school, but she competing with the school too. Because of course I don't want my child to be picked on. You know, so I know for both parties, it's a very stressful situation. You know, because even now with kids, I saw a girl post on Facebook like, "Oh, now everybody got anxiety." It took me 30 years to realize I had anxiety.
I got anxiety too.
Yeah, I got it bad. Even certain times that even me coming to the show, I have to really prep talk myself because I have an issue sometimes with speaking in front of people.
Don't be like some dry ass.
I
looking like she.
Wait, she had an incident.
She's like this.
She got a
They
couple
said
of
she
other
got
things
bad
going on.
anxiety.
I don't
Oh.
think as a mental health professional.
Okay.
Okay.
I think she might got a little bit more going on.
Okay.
Than what
I was like, what's wrong?
You need help?
I also think people really get caught up in the now everybody's talking about it. This wasn't an issue before, but we just talked about this. People get silenced. People get pushed to the margins all the time. When we don't want to hear about it, we push them to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got social media where people are able to get in groups and talk about this stuff and be like,
feed off each other.
no,
It's psychology.
It is. And it's like, no, people ain't just all of a sudden all having it. It's been here.
It's been here.
We ain't been able to talk about it with each other.
But here's another thing, right? One day I was sitting and I was just randomly thinking about like weddings, right? Because I can go into a whole nother subject about marriage, but how they make this weddings is a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big business. Parenting is a business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, when I had my daughter, she was my first child, right? I was just like, there go little baby. You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, there go that lady. Really, we did not. It was like, okay, I'm saying to you that I knew I had something to take care of.
Yeah.
Right? But it wasn't like, oh, my mama. It really did hit me today walking and talking. I was like, oh, Lord, I'm somebody's mama.
I'm somebody's mama. Now I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But, like, you know how people say, oh, it's so beautiful. You born. That shit hurt. I was traumatized. And my baby daddy was traumatized. And it was not beautiful. It was not beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And so eventually we, it wasn't until I got pregnant with the second child that she really got like, oh shit. Like, oh, who are you? Trying to discover who I am. But it wasn't no instant bond.
No.
It wasn't.
And it's not for a lot of people. And we don't talk about it, right? We talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah. So it's not, it's just the business of parenthood. And you can go into working class, you can go into so many depths of what does this really mean for us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She really bonded with her dad, and now they like oil and water.
Yeah.
But she bonded with her dad before she did me.
Yeah.
So my son, he was just hungry. I don't know what your experience is.
I mean, me and little Dante didn't have an instant bond. I was like, I have a child in this world. This is great. But my mom was still here also. My mom just took him away. First year in his life, he was granny baby. I was like, I got him though. I'm gonna take care of him. I'm gonna stick beside him.
Come on, y'all.
Not looking like me or nothing. I'm gonna stick beside him because I brought him out here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
But my second child, it was like wow, I really got to experience something with him too. Because the first one, trial and error.
You don't
for
know what's
real.
going on.
Yeah.
My body is weird. My emotions up and down.
You know, I never had that I guess because we never asked. I know for a lot of us, and a lot of times I tell people all the time, like, you have to be very careful with how you handle your parents because they're healing from things that they never told us about.
Mm-hmm.
So listen to y'all as women talk about this. I never would have thought, but it made me realize why I grew up with my grandparents most of the time. And maybe for my mother, she was younger. Maybe that's what it was for her. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with you. So if they do, y'all gonna take his ass. You know what I'm saying?
It's the one thing I tell people, it's the one damn thing you can do. You don't know you got it wrong till it's too damn late.
Yeah.
You be like, oh shit, I didn't do that right.
Yeah.
And then trying to backtrack on your mistakes with my oldest, a lot of the mistakes I've had made with my oldest, I'm just like, shit, I did that wrong.
Yeah.
I shouldn't just let her just be free like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So now I got another little kid in my house, and I'm a lot more stricter because I'm trying to make sure I don't put her in the same spot I put my daughter.
Right.
Because I just let that motherfucker just be.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, like you were saying, the whole thing with abortions is, for one, we already knew as in the Black community, a woman, she just gotta do what she gotta do. And sometimes you ain't just taking care of your kids, you take care of your sister kids, you're taking care of your little cousins. So I get to why a lot of women are very stressed and they have to pull this alpha female role, is because hell, they have to take care of everything.
Well, it's gonna fall apart.
Yeah, it's gonna fall apart. And I even getting back into abortion, I think even that for a long time was very taboo. That's why when you pointed out the statistics of it, is because Black people, we don't talk about that. And like I said, even if I do, I've had a friend recently when I said I wanted to talk about this, who told me that she had an abortion. I never would have thought. And I don't know if it's because how I felt and she knew how I felt, so she never explained it. And that's why too, I always try to be very mindful. Of the things that I say in front of people, because I don't want nobody to ever feel like you can't come talk to me about something, regardless of my personal views on the situation.
Oh, he's so sweet.
Yeah,
because everybody ain't thinking like that.
Yeah, everybody ain't thinking like that.
I be in rooms, folks be saying stuff. I be like,
but see, I think we be hard on each other. You know what I'm saying? We are extremely hard on each other, and it's like I was saying earlier. We were talking about the whole thing about Macy Gray's comment about trans women will never be a woman. Me, I feel like I said before, regardless of sexuality, a man is a man and a woman is a woman. And I feel like women who are born women have their own battles, and we should let them have that. I don't believe that trans women should be competing against women in sports. I feel like that's a disadvantage because you still have the strength of a man. But I feel like too, that's your choice. You know what I'm saying? So
I still kind of sit on the fence, which I have not totally processed. I don't think I have gathered enough facts on the transgender. Now, initially, honestly, like if you want to be a man or a woman or you want to transform, I don't take no issue, which it doesn't matter if I do. It's not the point, but meaning I don't have no opinion. But it's like with the sports, I think I would have to. So initially saying I agree with, I don't think they should compete, right? But that's also stating that I know I don't have enough facts of what does that mean? What does that equate to? So that's with me saying that with no knowledge. So I would acknowledge that I don't know. I would love to be educated on it. And so but the other pieces, like even the bathroom pieces, like I'm still trying to process a lot of that. Like, what does that mean? How does that affect? Honestly, like I think the best solution right now, with the little knowledge I have, is we open up another bathroom and or space for them to compete. Until I could, that's just if I had to propose a solution, I'm a solution oriented person. So I say, okay, we can't do this way, but there is another way.
Right.
And so, but that's just with the limited, and I know it is limited knowledge that I have on that. So you do have to acknowledge too that you just don't fucking know about everything, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know enough to say, oh, I can't go toe-to-toe with you.
Yeah.
You just give you my opinion and kind of like back off and listen.
Yeah.
I just encourage people to really research for themselves, open themselves up. So I'm a person who also reads a lot of things from the far right conservatives because I want to know what they think.
I do too heavy.
Like I'm really quick, like what y'all doing over there?
Well, I listen to it and read it as much as I can take.
Yeah, as much as I can take.
It's some straight bullshit.
But I'm a deep thinker and strategist. I think in my heart, period. So I like it. I'm like, oh, what y'all are saying don't make sense because of this. So I really encourage people to, yes, look at the conservative viewpoints and stuff. What are they telling you about it? But at the end of the day, we can trace back that trans people have just always been here. And as somebody that, because I consider myself part of the community because I identify with being non-binary. Like, I'm a woman. I'm a non-binary femme though. Like, me being King, right? King has to do with me being non-binary. I don't fit into just being like, I ain't just a woman. I ain't no man either, but I'm here. Like, I exist in this space, but people haven't yet got to that. They still trying to get used to the binary of trans women and trans men.
So,
and what does that mean? And it's not a lot of folks.
I don't want to get off topic. I want to take over because I still, that's what I say, it's limited knowledge. Because when you say I'm a woman, but I identify as non-binary, I still don't know what the hell that means. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I honestly, let me just tell you this so you would know, equate, you know, and I think that's the problem, but I honestly equate gay, transgender. I'm thinking of sex.
Exactly.
I'm not thinking of nothing else, honestly. I'm not thinking about the thought process, the mind frame. I'm just thinking about I like to have sex with the same sex.
I can see that. Yeah.
So when you say the non-binary, I think that's the piece that most of us are missing is what is
we don't know the lingo.
The mental.
And so
it's not just about sex.
It's not just about sex.
So I posted a picture of a book that I think a lot of people should read. It's a really easy book. It's a gingerbread like breakdown of gender and sexuality. And if somebody Googles it, they'll pull it up and it goes through and it just talks about stuff. I used to teach this. So people understood like where are folks coming from with this, because all it is, I don't have an issue with folks who like, I don't agree, but it becomes an issue when those people that don't agree have power. So people who are part of the population are dying because of it. Because there are things like they're trying to cut off access to people being able to get medications that they might need as trans folks, or children get kicked out all the time. They try to do corrective rapes on kids. Like, this is a thing. And it's because of what we have going on in government, of what type of laws they're trying to pass down. Now you got to tell if a kid goes to a counselor and says, I believe I'm transgender and I need some resources and support, they got to tell the parents, and those parents might not be there. We done seen plenty die. Black trans women they die at higher rates than anybody else.
If it's a black trans woman, does it mean they were born a male? That's why I get like
they were assigned.
I just said I had a conversation with her.
But the thing is, like, right? So I will honestly say, and I've had this discussion with people because we do civic engagement, because I believe in equality for all, not just me.
Right.
So even though I don't understand it, I fucking understand that everybody needs to be treated
exactly
equal, right? No matter what the hell they got going on in their life. Right. So I had to tell the person that you can't want freedom for black people and you don't want it for everybody, then you just another racist motherfucker. Yeah. Right? You just know better. That's true. You cannot, even though I might not understand it and get it, I cannot say I don't want somebody to die or not have access to something. If I got healthcare, I want you to have healthcare. I don't care what you got going on. If I don't want equality, I want to be treated right. I want you to be treated right. So that's the premises of it. Because again, then I'm the pro-lifer killing somebody.
It's the pipeline. Exactly. Which goes back to abortion, right? Yeah. Like,
what do you believe?
This access to abortion, taking away precedence and saying that, like, you can't choose to, maybe this might be a life-saving surgery for somebody. And there are some states that are saying, we don't give a damn. We don't care if you was raped. There are so many stories. And I bring up again that I'm a mental health practitioner and I used to work with trauma victims specifically. I remember staying up like a whole night to get access for a young lady who had been raped in order for her to go all the way to like Jacksonville, I think, to get an abortion because she couldn't get one here. And like, it's just crazy to me that like this is an access. She should have been able to go in the hospital and say, "Hey, I was sexually assaulted."
That's what it's called, DNC.
I need this not to be here, and they can't do that.
So because I've been in the discussions. Oh yeah, I agree with abortion if it's incest or rape. I said I don't give a damn if you been a thought. You understand? If you sleeping with a different man every night, whatever, that ain't none of your damn business.
Yeah.
I just don't get that part.
Yeah.
Like you cannot pick and choose. And so what people fail to understand about Roe v. Wade being overturned is you now are open. You are opening Pandora's box, literally. Not the
because what Clarence Thomas say
piece that you think you closing. You're opening people. What he say?
He already talking about. He said, "Well, I think
marriage.
We need to look at interracial marriage." Boy, what about your marriage? That man swear he white.
Man,
interracial. He talked about same-sex marriages, of course, overturning those, and was something else.
I know he talked about the interracial and same sex.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing they talk about with abortions, IUD.
Yeah. Oh, contraceptive. That's what he said. Full ban on contraceptives.
So that's what I was about to ask you about.
Because there's gonna be a lot of angry ass men around here. Because these motherfucking legs gonna be shut.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying about the birth control. Like,
no.
Are y'all for birth control?
Yeah, I live by it.
What I told you earlier, the baby stopper.
Yeah.
Is
so do y'all think that is another
phone.
form of like abortion?
Contraceptive? It's not made. How's that?
Oh well, I guess.
When the baby's
Well,
not made, it's not
you're
the
right.
baby from
You're
being
right.
made.
You're right.
That's what they're gonna argue. But
Yeah.
no.
If a baby is not formed,
a baby ain't even formed when I get an abortion.
Yeah.
It's a clump of cells. It don't look like two little bitty things. I'm sorry, but what they be showing people is full babies. That's not what it is.
But
it's little red blood clots.
It's gonna be a lot of angry men and women around here. Let me tell you something. I want to go into this earlier about parenthood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Babies hold people who shouldn't be together.
Talk about it.
That's
Talk
true.
about it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? These abortions could be saving some lives and domestic violence situation. It makes people possessive. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what we was talking about.
Yeah.
We was talking about how I will make an abortion joke too. I gotta stop doing that.
Yes, you do.
But one of my friends, I have really dark humor. I'm sorry, y'all. I make jokes about a lot of stuff that they would take me off that Human Relations Commission. But there is a friend of mine made a post talking about no Roe v. Wade. All I see is stairs, and I was like, this shouldn't be funny, and people was like in the comments like mad, and I was like, oh, I said, but I'm laughing for real, friend. I was like, but it's a bad joke because what people don't know, and some people might know, is that pregnant women are like the second highest rate of like how they die is by being murdered. And it's gonna be domestic related. So it's like this is giving way to a lot more people being hurt. More like they gonna get rid of them babies.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
abortions ain't gonna stop.
It's gonna go another way.
It's gonna go
It's
another
not gonna
way.
be in the clinic. Yeah, because when we was in high school, we had girls doing abortion with the hangers.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
really?
know, that was really popular. Yeah,
bringing coat hangers back.
Them coat hangers, stick it up in there, yank that baby out.
And then that's gonna go into just like when people were doing their legal BBLs and dying from it.
Same as that.
Yeah.
So
they finna be using the suction cups. They be doing the BBL.
Oh man, it's gonna be a nasty situation.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
But that's why we've had it. But we've always had issue with access. Like, from my point of view, also, this is really carceral because when they start passing full bans, right? If somebody gets reported for having a miscarriage, they're gonna say we might need to lock them up because they might have had an abortion, and things of that nature. And who is that predominantly gonna be? Black women.
That's gonna be black women.
Even
though we're 46%,
they not gonna lock up little Becky's.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's so many issues when you're talking about parenthood, and that's why I say that's the business of parenthood, where they're talking about instant bonding, taking care of these kids, and things like that. Again, I instantly knew I had to take care of this little person. That's not but it wasn't like, oh, love at first sight. You know what I'm saying? It was none of that. So, I mean, it's just about choices.
Yeah, I guess I feel that 100%, and that's why too. Even me, like I say all the time, I have my own personal view on it, but that's your choice. And I don't know what you're going through in your life, because I'm pretty sure even to make that is well for some people, because some people just don't give a damn. But for most people, I think it is a stressful situation to even think about having to do that anyway.
So anybody I've known younger, when we were kids, not kids, but like in our early teens, we wasn't out of high school, and the parents forced them to have an abortion because they were young, turned right back around and got pregnant. Because they didn't want to do it, and it was a traumatic experience. So like Haley said, don't think. Also, people need to think that when a woman makes that choice, it's not like you're saying, not everybody around here like, that was cool.
Yeah. I think with us too, the lack of education when it comes to sex.
Absolutely. And that's probably a reason why you see folks who just like, they don't even have a chance to tell a woman, you're at higher risk of getting pregnant right after you have an abortion. You're at higher risk of getting pregnant right after you had a baby. Like the levels is high. So, and we're not talking about that stuff. Like they not being pro-sex. We talked about that too, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's taboo in
sex
our
is so
community, sex.
taboo.
Yeah.
And that's why people who are pro-sex, who are pro-sexual health, have to be so loud. They can't sit in the dark corners and be like, I'm gonna reach out to my community. No, they gotta have platforms and stuff, because everybody else gonna be like, why are you talking about that?
Yeah.
I don't want to dip dot, but I'm like, okay, I've been really looking at music lately, like videos and people who are singing and rapping. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate to see the girls twerk later, all of that stuff, right? But they're hyperly sexualized.
The music is a very big influence.
Yeah. And so, like, are we not talking about sex?
But in the wrong way. And we're going to the wrong platforms to be informed about sex. So now I feel like people
We've
are getting
always
real.
been informed in music.
We always have, because even when you listen to the blues, they talk about sex.
Yeah, I think that has to be a ballad.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw on the road.
Yeah, I mean, but if you go back into the Mount Rainey, Bessie Smith, the artists of 1920s, 1930s, they even talked about same-sex relationships.
They did. I listened to Between the Sheets, Ozzy Brothers.
Baby.
I like the way you received me. I said there like, what?
But see, they spoke in code. So as children, we didn't know what was going on.
Somebody the other day said, I miss when the girls was talking about cum, but calling it rain.
Oh, when they talked about the electric slide. She's talking about vibrating.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's electric.
Wow, I never knew that. Now I know, like with
that just messed them up.
that Lady Marmalade song.
Lady Marmalade.
Threesomes and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Sex is in
everything. But see, they spoke in code. Now, man, I don't know if y'all seen that Sukiyana video when she was in the mansion and all the women were like butt naked.
Was it everywhere?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That's my stuff.
I couldn't believe that was a video. I couldn't believe that was a video.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, these women, it is what it is. And now a lot of these young girls, they don't have to get it from home. They go to school. Everybody getting their kids cell phones, tablets, iPads. So they could just go on TikTok and see it. And now, even with TikTok, they try to be in code. But these kids, they are very advanced when it comes to stuff like that. And they catch on to what's really going on.
But I think it's about having conversations with your kids. Like the other day, I swear to God, my daughter ain't got no damn sense, right? Yeah, I gotta meet her, baby. But we was talking and she said something like, damn, that motherfucker got some sense. You know what I'm saying? So she is listening. She is watching. She's fucking crazy with me. And so I think it's those conversations with these kids. Like, I flat out, we watch P-Valley. Somebody like, what? Like, yeah, she need to see that it's other sides of life. Other people live different. Other people brought up different.
Right.
It's important for me to teach her that. And I'll even say this, like, my grandmother, we watched every damn thing. We didn't watch nothing censored. We sit there watching Eddie Murphy Raw, laughing about them butt booty naked Africans.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and I would tell somebody, I said, my grandma would let us curse. That's why I can't stop. You've been cussing since we was little.
Yeah, that's that Native American stuff.
And so, I said, let me tell you something. My grandma would slap your damn face if you cussed somebody else in the room like she don't let you cuss. I said, you know what it taught me? There's a time and a place for everything. So all of those things are lessons. These things you cannot hide from your kids. You got to teach them because, like you said, they're gonna learn from them other people. I'm telling my my kid's father, I said, I think you need to talk to your son because he's building up pillows around the bed, all up under the cover and stuff.
Yeah.
I got a 7-year-old, a 7 to 10-year-old, and yes, Jesus.
You got a 17-year-old?
A 7-year-old.
Oh, okay.
The 10-year-old.
Okay. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's when the wet dream started.
I know.
Yeah.
So I said, you want to talk to that boy, or do you want me to talk to him?
I bought
No,
him
you
a
want me to
book
talk to him.
about
Somebody told me to
coming
buy a
into
book.
it's a cute little one. I just got to force him to sit down.
He's just gonna be like, Mama. But one day Natalie, she was having an inappropriate conversation. I said, this is what you gonna get. I showed them herpes. My son to my mom, we kids, right?
Oh, now you kids. Now you kids.
Yep. Damn right. But one day you gonna whoop somebody.
Yeah.
I hear that.
And this is what you gonna get.
Yeah.
But I also know that my mother and father had conversations with me. Like my dad, he didn't call it colorism, but he had conversations about colorism and sexual assault against Black girls type stuff. Like those conversations. My mom did too. She was like, you tell me if anything like this happened, if anything like that. Like they had those conversations. They told me where babies come from. And I think that that's why I am where I am now, of like being open-minded enough to make my own choices.
Yeah. And there's some people they don't. Like me personally, my parents never had a conversation until I had already started having sex.
Mm-hmm.
I was 13.
I wouldn't say it was a conversation, it was more talking at my ass.
Yeah.
But the one thing that my grandmother, honestly, that I cannot be sexually free is because she taught us how to protect our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sit in nobody's lap. Don't put yourself in those situations. And she just talked about you don't want to be no hoe. Oh, God,
they talk now.
Yeah.
That's one thing Rachel was
you ain't gonna be no hoe. And then she called you a steady pussy hoe. She was mad. But you don't want to be no hoe.
That's a steak and pussy one.
Being a hoe was
Yeah, that was it. You is the gutter of the earth. You a hoe. Okay?
Yeah.
So honestly, I believe I cannot have sexual freedom because that is like in me.
Yeah. It's a book that y'all should read called Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I think I get the author's name, but it's a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about that, like how they portrayed women who were sexually free in the 1940s and stuff like that. And it's a really good story. But yeah, it goes back into sex being taboo in our communities.
Yep.
You could not sexually explore nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you just lay on your back and you do what you gotta do. I remember my great grandmother that just passed. I was listening to her having a conversation with her homegirls one time.
What you doing listening?
Right.
That was my girl. And I'm listening. She said, yeah, girl, oral sex is the thing. Now that's what they do. And I'm like, I got to live. I said, Grandma, what are you talking about? This is my damn house. I talk how I want to talk. I was like, okay. Yeah. Hey, but it's crazy because they had these conversations. Yeah, they had these conversations.
I know girls who say they don't get orgasms. They don't get pleased.
Ooh, that makes
look, that is a whole nother show. I had a conversation.
I can talk about, but I study sex too. Like,
what are you doing?
but it's crazy because I know women. I know a woman that I used to work with. She was 45 at the time. She had 2 kids. And her oldest daughter, I think, was about 19 at the time. And she told me, she said, I've never had an orgasm with a man.
Praise
before.
the Lord. Jesus Christ.
And I said, you got 2 kids? And she said, yeah, I never had an orgasm. Then I started having conversations with a lot of older women. And they all told me the same thing.
It's a big thing.
That is, but I do know as a man, I can say me personally, before I started really getting in tune with myself spiritually, a lot of us, we have sex for ourselves. So it ain't about you. It ain't about making sure you please. If you making noises to us, you please because we ain't really paying attention to that, But 2 women have to be more vocal, which I think a lot of women are, because I got homegirls.
I think part of that rise of hypersexuality being open and stuff
is
more women demanding you're not gonna use my body. It's just a masturbation piece.
For you. Yeah. Yeah, so
I'll talk about your ass right there on the motherfucking.
Oh man,
who you telling?
You know one thing? I had to tell my homegirls that. I tell my homegirl that all the time. Like when you talk about a man sexually
on the spot, that
makes up a man's ego. A man, he will ignore a lot of things, but when you start talking about his sex game, you gonna get a reaction out of him then. And a lot of women wait till they're mad to say that. Yeah, say it. When, hey, I need you to do this.
Dangerous. So I be like, listen, this ain't work for me this time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to do this, and that. So, well, I ain't gotta do all that no more
because my homegirl she had to tell me, it's like, man, it ain't about the pounding. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It ain't about the pounding. We it's cool, but you gotta really learn how to grind that thing because you gotta stimulate. And he go, look,
There's so much that you can do beforehand.
But it's so much, it's so much bigger. And men can talk about, oh, she do this and I make my girl do that. And it's like, what are you doing in order to be a part of that process? Because it is very much a process. And it can be a beautiful process. It could be a quick process, but in the end, it's a process and you need to be fully involved.
So that's like the baby. We got one. I be like, scratch. Who fucking with you like that?
Listen, because at the end of the day,
wrestling. No,
that's what he said, like a wrestler.
But you know, you got women who like that.
And do
women? A lot of women like abusive sex. That could be what it is too. Maybe that's what they all they know.
Because honestly, what's the Grey movie? The one about bondage and stuff.
Oh yeah, 50 Shades of Grey.
I love that book because it didn't sound bad. It don't look like on TV like it's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't with that tying up. Don't tie me up.
Yeah. I did read all of them.
Yeah, see, I'm not with the bondage.
You don't know until you read 50 Shades of Grey.
Because see me, I don't know. I think it's from past.
Oh, okay, experience.
Because I'm a man, so I'll be like, you might tie me up. You probably, nigga. Yeah, you ain't think I went to your phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, shit. Shit, I'm over here like goddamn Jesus. She finna crucify my ass.
But what they leave out a lot of when we just talk about that, and that's why I gotta bring my panels back. I gotta bring my panels back.
I was in there. Oh, you was at the freaky show. Yeah.
We need a
I'm gonna bring it back because these conversations are important because like living that lifestyle, right, of utilizing bondage or submission involves developing a relationship to do it and trust.
Okay, I never thought about that. Okay.
That's what 50 Shades of Grey showed me, that there was beauty in that. And like she said, because he had these women and he would be in a monogamous relationship with them for long periods of time. And he took very well good care of them. This particular last one, he fell in love with.
Yeah.
I love a good romance.
He said, I'm not with it either. Don't whip me, master.
You ain't gotta get whipped. It's a plethora of things.
Yeah, and I guess too, when you see those, and then that's what it is, the lack of education. Because even when you go to sex stores and you see the different toys, and you got I seen this one bar, and she's like, yeah, you stick this in this, and I'm like. You got people that want to do, but you have some people who are aroused by pain. Yeah, you got a lot of people who are in different things. A variety. Like I had an ex. She could catch an orgasm by just giving head. Yeah. And I used to blow up. I was like, "What the hell you down there doing all that noise for?" Yeah, look, I've been proud too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we definitely, we definitely do it, and that's why.
I am. I'm gonna go home now.
Look, what time we getting done? We're gonna do a class on that on sexual education. That's why when I was on the Sex in the Church podcast, a lot of people was like, "What the hell?" But we have to. You have to talk about sex in the church. And it's going on in the church. And two, you know, sex is misused even in the church. Do you know how many deacons? That's a whole nother topic.
Baby, I can start if I go down the hill and talking about the deacons, I know who traffic the young girls that come through looking for help. We know it started.
Oh, I think I know. So we're gonna get out for the night.
We're gonna hold on. Talk about it.
Yeah, but we got to educate ourselves sexually because even with this, it's very important. Even with this Roe versus Wade situation, because now shit finna get serious for a lot of people.
It ain't now this shit being serious.
It is.
Let me go ahead and tell you, it ain't just Roe versus Wade. Our fucking voting rights are being disseminated.
Yes, they are.
Right before everybody's eyes, and you fucking talking about a McDonald's bag. You know what I'm saying?
What? Chick-fil-A, they added a K.
What baby?
They said CERN got y'all messed up.
Yeah.
I said, child.
I'm saying our damn voting rights are being disseminated. They're going after the women's choice. What's next, man?
But and even with the conversation that I had on the post about Macy Gray, a woman was saying, why is everybody talk about men, but why are women and the female that's always being attacked? And that comes from a lot of masculine greed. even when you get into religion, you go to certain churches that you can't even, the women can't even talk in the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? Even in a lot of African spirituality, women, if their periods are on, they can't do certain work because when, but a woman is more powerful when she is on her period. You know, so
because she a bitch and she can do whatever the fuck she got.
and that could be it too. You know what I'm saying? But that's a spirit, you know, the menstrual cycle is a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
And they try to make it look like a curse, you know, but I think this all boils down to us just really having the conversations about sex. You got to, especially now. And too, like you said, now you can see that, man, they can come back and we can do all this voting stuff and they'll come back and snatch that shit right from you.
Right from you. They pedaled backwards.
Oh, yeah.
But
50, 60 years in the course of one voting season.
Yeah, they have. And this is the punishment for our black president.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Punishment, yeah. But it's not honestly, you can call me a optimist. Maybe I see the rainbow. Shouldn't, but it's not because that is the spirit of America. It's because enough people are not participating. And it's just like chess, man. You playing this fucking game, you just losing.
Yeah.
So you cannot choose to sit out and think you're gonna win. You understand what I'm saying?
But not
just
doing
losing
nothing.
The game.
Yeah.
So I don't know what your something is, but it has to be bigger and outside of you. And again, you can't want. The thing about a person having an abortion and say they don't want nobody else to have one, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what when I read that story.
I do understand the regret though.
Yeah.
I do understand the regret or whatever. But
I also think that regret is imposed by society.
Mm-hmm.
It really ain't even got to be there.
Like, so because if it was the thing to do, nobody would think no more of it.
Right. Yeah. And if for now, this would be a conversation for a while. But you know how they always gonna throw something else in the media for us to talk about. I was just talking about this earlier about the whole school shooting that happened in Texas. But I was like, damn, y'all sure didn't talk about that. But what about the Buffalo, New York situation? Ain't nobody talking about that, you know. So they throw stuff up and a lot of people say all the time, it's to distract us, Yeah, but a lot of this stuff is just really going on. And it is what it is. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. You just have to pick which one you're gonna fight for.
Yeah, I don't pick gun violence. I don't agree. Yeah, I don't. You know, I don't. That's just something else. You could just find a battle and pick it for that. I mean, so many battles.
Yeah. Gun violence that's a whole nother topic.
That's like somebody say criminal justice. You want to come to this criminal justice reform? Hell no.
Yeah.
I already got my battle. You know this is what I'm choosing to focus on right now. And I tell people that all day. You want to come to the stop the violence? Nope. That's not what I'm focusing on right now. You know?
Yeah.
So you got to pick your battles and stick with it.
Yeah. And the thing is, even with that, you going to a rally, I understand the purpose of it and I understand what you're trying to do.
I agree with them.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But that goes to accountability too. People owning up saying this is what I have to stop doing for myself. And then too, that goes into the music, the lifestyles that people praise that is bad for our community. And I understand it makes money because now people don't care how they make money. People see somebody, like this whole, I don't know if y'all seen, they got the whole, you know, they had the Bad Girls Club. Now they have the Bad Boys Club. It's like, for me, what man would want to go and get himself on that platform and make himself look that way? But now you got a lot of people who feel like, as long as they on TV, that matters. And no, like they say, all money ain't good money. You know what I'm saying? And if it's bad for your community and bad on yourself, when 15, 20 years from now, and you look at the people that come under you, and you ain't even gonna be proud that you act like that. Okay.
So I remember personally going through, I was invited to something, and I was just like, dang. When I was there, I didn't see the purpose for me being there. And I remember saying, damn, I'm that token nigga. I'm finna quit. And I told my homeboy, I'm finna quit. And God rest his soul now. He said, if you quit, you are the only thing that we got that represents us. And so I didn't walk in that damn meeting want to be nobody's damn role model. I didn't want to speak for the Black community. But sometimes we're placed in those situations. So when somebody says as a rapper, a role model, hell yeah.
Yes.
You signed up for that shit. I signed up for this shit when I said I'm going business. I signed up to be a role model, period. To kids, grown folks, my community, whatever. That's the piece that I signed up for. And I want to be a role model, go work for some damn body and sit down and shut the hell up. There are things that you sign up for that you want to do. And I remember talking to God and saying, I don't want to be the voice for the Black community. I'm just trying to do something that I know I can do.
Yeah, he'll throw you in something, won't
Let me tell you about it, because
Yeah.
child, we were talking about anxiety earlier. Like, I have social anxiety. I have had to work on for years and years. I failed public speaking twice.
Mhm.
I wasn't supposed to get my degree.
That's
Like,
yeah.
Oh, baby, I was a master at public
and to
speaking.
like,
That's the only class.
and to like be thrown into the position that I'm in now, has been a mind fuck for me. Of like, I don't be wanting to be around nobody.
Girl,
That's
introvert.
That's me. And people start saying, you know everybody. No, people think they know me from social media, but I don't know everybody.
Exactly.
That
People
part.
think they know you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm truly like, you give me a book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Baby.
I love reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a book, or honestly, like, I remember the last couple years, I've been intentionally seeking great conversation,
Mm-hmm.
or just like different experiences and things of that nature. So I enjoy a person with different views, and those. Oh my God, that's like you say, it's just, that's love. I could do that all night.
Right.
I'm not in a club. I do love enjoy me a club too, but
The lounge in there.
yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
shake my ass, yeah.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, just chilling and being around good people, good
Mm-hmm.
conversation, good stuff, bad stuff, whatever, you know? It's like, but it was like we said with God, like, it was some things that I wanted to see done. And I felt like I was the person who had to do it. I couldn't go tell nobody else to do it.
Yep. I do that. Same.
Yeah. And I think that was really good, because a lot of times, one thing I learned, my dad always told me, don't speak on nothing that you ain't willing to help change.
That part.
Yeah. So God will put you in certain situations. We always pray about, we look at the things that we want.
Mm-hmm.
God always, now I pray for the things that I need.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to need to help me get to this level? You know, so for me, like I said, even with doing the show, I have a lot of anxiety. Me too. I only got like probably one other person that's really on my team with doing this besides me calling y'all. So it's stressful sometimes balancing a job. You want to do this, you want to do that. And sometimes I do want to just back away and be like, you know, I don't even want to do that no more. You know, so
It calls you.
yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you how many times the radio station was shut down.
Yeah.
It calls you.
Yeah.
She's like, man, fuck that.
Yeah. So
I tell people, honestly, I tell it like, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing, expect different results. It's not, I done did the same thing, expected a different results, and I finally got one.
Mhm.
So,
Finally.
yeah. So
Sometimes it got to be a theory, not insanity.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember coming up every day, when doing shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was just trying to figure it out. And then God, he just want to see that you diligent. He just want to see that if you're going to go on that path and do it.
Yeah.
You ready? Nah. It's on you.
I really appreciate y'all for coming in with me tonight. We definitely got to have y'all again.
Yeah.
Man, make sure y'all check us out again next week. Next week, we're going to be talking about being feminine and divine.
Okay.
Yeah, we got some for the ladies. We got some ladies. And one thing I love to have is different people from different walks of life.
I love your show because of that. I really appreciate that you bring that here and that we have that opportunity to broadcast that. And I just love how you do your research. I tell them all the time, you got to be ready to step to the mic.
Yeah.
You can't just come over here and start talking.
Yeah, don't know what the hell you talking about.
It's what I hold notebook.
Oh yeah, man, I be ready.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. That's sexy,
yeah, man. Look, I'm trying to be a businessman, so I can.
You ain't trying to be, you are.
That's what I gotta do. Lingo, you have to be intentional with your words. That's what I've been telling myself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, I know this is in my destiny. I know this is my destiny, but you know, when you're doing stuff by yourself, one thing about Black people playing catch up. For a lot of us, we didn't see this coming from family. So you got to get it from you had to get it the best way you know how, the people around you. Sometimes
every piece of it is going to be essential to that journey. Everything I ever went through was essential to my journey. Right. Everything. So just always remember that.
Right.
Every piece of it, every hard time, every good time, every bad time, every lesson. I'll never lose. Everything's a lesson, and it's essential to the next piece. It might hurt. Ooh,
baby, it might hurt.
Yeah, so which even makes you even more humble. That's why when you said what you said when you came in, I understood it 100% because sometimes people see when you what you won't even see in yourself for real. You know, so I had to tell myself that, and I have to try to speak positive things within myself. Like I said last year, man, for the first time, I told myself I love myself. I was like, damn, that seemed kind of weird. But why was that weird? That showed that we need reprogramming.
Dig into it now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, why was that weird for me to tell myself that, damn, I love myself? Yeah.
Like, hey, girl,
Yeah.
Child, I won't even tell y'all how far I go with how much I love myself.
Yeah.
We on the G-spot,
That's
right?
Hey, that's what we get into. It is electric.
Baby, I come to my own name. Please don't. Let's not. But you gotta show yourself that kind of
Yeah,
love.
you do.
It's
You do.
important to
You
your
gotta look yourself
elevation.
in the eye. In the
Yeah.
mirror of
You
the
do.
eye.
Yeah. And that's where we get into mirror magic, which I'm gonna talk about that on my show one day
That's
too.
gonna be
You know,
good.
speaking stuff into
I didn't know
yourself.
it had a name.
Yeah, mirror magic. So
I got a playlist on Spotify that's fire.
really?
Okay, go on and send it to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's not mainstream music. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, send that.
poets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's my
Like
my
that.
alley. You know, I'm the
Oh my
Gia
God.
Scott flow. That's all me
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
So, like I said, man, make sure y'all check us out again next week, each and every Thursday. Make sure y'all check out. Hale got a lot of stuff going on. Hale got a lot of stuff going on, and definitely make sure y'all check out the Black Beauty Expo.
We will be there live and in effect.
Man, and it's free.
together.
We
Yeah,
know
it's free.
we know colors
And
love
it's
free
free.
shit.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
But no,
Y'all
this ain't
enjoy.
just for Black people. This is for everybody. Because one thing I do know that a lot of times the reason why different cultures treat us this way because they are ignorant of our culture.
Mhm.
So let this be an opportunity for you to learn how we do what we do.
That is the whole premises of the Black Beauty Expo. It's about learning. It's about exposing each other and learning from each other. Because you're only as powerful as the network that you have.
That's right.
Right.
And so you got to come out. You got to put yourself. I can't tell you how many times. Oh, I feel like going. Go and meet awesome people and do awesome things, and that's what this is about. And yeah,
It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'll definitely
I don't
be in
even
the
know who the
building.
people you got speaking.
I gotta
and stuff
start
this year.
announcing those people, but
Yeah.
they are some very powerful people. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna do panels this year versus just the one-on-one speakers.
Yeah.
So you'll get a lot of knowledge and it'll be long. I got one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Her name is Jasmine Burney Clark. That girl is
Oh, I know who
Hey!
you're talking about. She
Tell
coming.
that,
Yeah.
She runs a Black-led organization called Equal Ground.
Mhm.
And this sister, you got to meet her. If she knows you and you good, definitely gonna get your ass in the door. Now you gotta do what you gonna
Straight
do when
up.
you get to that table.
Yeah.
But she gonna make sure you in that door. She gonna speak up. She gonna say what nobody else wants to say. The girl is bad, and she is organizing Black organizations
Yes.
around the state. Sis oh, I love her.
Definitely got to meet her. Definitely
She's
gonna be in the
dynamic.
building.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
is. It's Equal Ground. Look for them. It's a statewide organization. Got Jasmine coming in. Who else? I got Felicia. I can't say her last name, but she's out of Fort Walton. She's a mortgage broker. She does awesome things. You know, we have a location in Fort Walton, so
Right.
we really need to bridge the gap.
Oh man, because they're doing some good
It's Black
things in
folks
Fort
out in
Walton.
Fort Walton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. And they stick
Trying to be
together.
over that one.
Crestview.
Yeah.
Crestview too. Yeah.
Because we're doing the food and wine festival this Saturday.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's catered to the ladies.
Okay.
What's up?
Can men come?
Yes,
Oh,
men
okay.
can come.
All right.
Let us, y'all come and let us know because we hosting the VIP room. I asked the lady, I said, well, can we touch the men?
Wait, hold on. Y'all got strippers?
It's
No,
all
they
they
serving.
serving.
Oh.
They serving.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
serving. It's
All
just
right,
all
all right.
men
Now,
sell,
I'm saying,
but-
I'll let y'all
Cause
have
y'all
that.
got DJ Cool Ice
Water, yeah.
Oh, I love
And
him.
then they have a Black winery, Black woman owned winery, Black owned cigar, cognac. I'm gonna try me some cognac. I
Okay,
ain't
so
coming
I'm
home.
ready to come when
Come
y'all
on.
ready for me to come.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on.
I love it.
Yeah, so like, you know, it's gonna be, and it's Black people. It's a really, I've been to them. Well, I haven't been to one, but they are QB to it, and it's really, really nice. And what they're doing is trying to bring those type of events. So, you know, we interviewed the chair of the association the other day. I said, I just got one question: when you coming to Pensacola?
Yeah.
And she said they're gonna come to Pensacola. But you talk about exposure, you talk about learning,
Mhm.
and you talk about us having to create it. But I love us, man, because we'll
Me
make
too.
nothing out of something.
That's right. And that's why it's very
Yeah,
important
nothing.
to support each other, put the
Mhm.
money back into our own communities. Do not feel bad for supporting Black businesses.
Oh, baby, I am so intentional. All my staff know if we buy something, you better go look at the Black folks first.
Yes.
That's right.
And even though we have to put a little bit more effort, I'm not gonna lie to you. You do have to put more effort into
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
But it's worth it.
It's worth it. We
It's
definitely
worth
have to
it.
put the money back into our own communities,
Mhm.
man, because we've been sharing our culture for so long with different
Everybody.
people.
They know.
Now it's time to appreciate what we have.
Absolutely.
I heard somebody, it was some people when I was telling you about the post about the I can't think of her name, the woman that went over to Russia that played for WNBA.
Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the people was mad because she didn't stand up she took a knee during the national anthem and you disrespect our flag. I'm talking about these white women. It was thousands of comments of nothing but white people talking about her. And they had nerve to tell us to go back. Won't y'all just go back? For one thing,
Go
y'all
back.
ain't even from here.
What percentage of me is gonna go back?
Yeah, and two, as much bloodshed as our people, you got to think, man. It was more. It's really, even to this day, it's more of us than it is them for real.
Mhm.
So we have the right to be here.
Mhm.
You might want to take your ass back. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why y'all making these laws
Go
to try to
let
make a
Britt
comeback.
make it some
Yeah.
space.
So yeah, man, don't feel
You
bad
like
for
some
doing it.
tat.
Yes, because being pro-black does not mean anti-white.
That's right.
So you know
Talk
that's
about
the
it.
thing about it. It's always that like we had the Black Girl Tea Party. Oh, some white girl jumped on the post. Okay. Well, if you don't want to celebrate Black women, then no, this ain't the place for you. But if you like to celebrate Black women, come along. Like
Yeah.
you say, come learn about us. Come
Right.
come learn about our culture. This doesn't mean I hate white people.
Yeah.
It just means that I celebrate Black people.
Right.
That's what they try to do with the Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they try to do. It's
Yeah.
just try to make it, oh, that mean y'all hate white folks, or white
No.
folks, man, all lives matter.
It
Yeah.
is the majority that is okay with being exclusionary till they realize that they feel like they're gonna be the minority in something.
Mhm.
Was they gonna be the minority? This don't feel good.
Yeah.
I don't like this. Well, why doesn't it
I
feel
hate the
good?
word
Dig
minority.
deeper, baby.
I can't stand the
They
word
feel like
minority.
they're gonna be the minority.
Yeah.
They gonna
Which-
be
that's
the
what it was.
excluded
That's a
ones.
whole nother history lesson. We're gonna talk about that one day too.
About the word minority.
Yeah. And how we were dubbed with the name minority. You gotta think, man, you got a plantation with 5 people standing in the house of the family, but you got 25, 30 slaves outside. Some people had 100 slaves outside. And you mean to tell me, you know what I'm saying, that we're the minority? No, y'all was breeding us intentionally.
Segregation was the worst damn thing that happened to us.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We gonna get into that too. And we're gonna have to add Tulsa
did the count.
into that. Because that all ties in with that now.
Oh
Yeah, we can't just blame Tulsa on them. That was part of the people that lived there
I
for
would go to
too.
Belmont and the Villas.
Yeah.
He gotta go to Tulsa.
Let's bring
Go
oh
up the
yeah,
street.
go up the
Ooh,
street.
go
And it's
street.
happening now in our own communities. Here, Mobile, Alabama, they having the same issues
They
in
are.
over in Mobile. So we definitely gonna talk about that. Like I said, man, make sure y'all check it out, man. We will definitely be in the building. Check us out again next Thursday, same time, same place.
Just to try to close out 3 times.
We love y'all. Y'all be safe, man.
Good
We'll see y'all
night.
next